Abduction, Chapter 28, Part 1. It was past midday, and snow started to fall as Tatiana drove away from Ivanovna's building. I never felt better leaving that woman. My dislike for the reporter was growing. My feeling about her new office was increasing. She was lying. There were no offices in the building we stood in front of and talked. The people that walked out of the building didn't look like patrons. Something didn't feel right. Unless Ivanovna decided to work from home and no longer needed an office, the building looked more like an apartment. "Can you believe the gall of that woman?" said Echo with reproach. "I can't believe she told us not to see Maxim. I'm glad you agreed to lie as well when you said you would not see Maxim. I know how much you would rather tell the truth, no matter the consequences." "Whatever you do, don't go into that building without me," I said. "I don't trust that woman, especially after seeing the mutilated cow video." "And when you see Maxim, please be careful," said Echo. "We know that Ivanovna lies a lot, but that doesn't discount the shouting match you overheard. So please, be careful." Heeding Echo's plea would be the wisest choice I could make, but I couldn't guarantee how safe I could be around Maxim. I may have a massive dislike for Ivanovna, but that did not mean I trusted Maxim Volkov. After all, I still view him as a suspect in the disappearances of the residents of Gablutsk. I knew sooner or later I would have to involve the local police, but I could do nothing without concrete proof. The intelligent thing to do would be walk away and enjoy my time in eastern Ukraine, but Echo's need to do the right thing rubbed off on me. I had to find out what was going on. Thoughts of going back to the apartment ran through my mind. Getting Tatiana and Echo home would keep them safe for now. I couldn't very well keep them home while I hunted down the kidnapper, whether it be human or alien. "Tatiana, drive by the sporting club," I said. "I want to see if at least Valery is there to have a talk with him. I want to know more about what happened at the warehouse while it's still fresh in my mind. I'm not satisfied with the answer she gave me." So he drove in the direction of the sporting club. I found it difficult to hold my emotions in check. I was getting frustrated with people not being entirely truthful. Plus, what I witnessed at Maxim's warehouse left me uneasy. Having only met Maxim a handful of times, it was hard to not view him negatively. He did offer me a lucrative deal, but that did not diminish the bleak thoughts about the man. "You're not going there now, are you?" asked Echo. "If you are, then I'm also going. I can't be sure you won't get into any trouble." Cannot help think that Echo's motivation was more than just keeping me from doing something stupid. If Natasha was present in the club, there could be more than just my confrontation with Maxim going on inside the building. "Maybe you should stay with Tatiana," I muttered. "Ivanovna knows she came with us. I'm afraid they might target her." Echo looked over at Tatiana. She did not seem scared, but I could see she was thinking. "Okay," said Echo, "but we'll be driving around waiting for you." I'm glad Echo didn't make a fuss about not coming with me to the sporting club. I wanted to promise that I would make my conversation with Maxim quick, but I really didn't know. Maxim had a way of taking control of a conversation. Tatiana drove close to the front of Maxim's sporting club. The glass front of the establishment reflected on the newly fallen snow that lay on the sidewalk. Footprints in the snow said a few people had entered and left the gym. Knowing this alleviated my anxiety I had about causing a scene. "I'll get out here," I said as the car came to a stop because of rush hour traffic. "Who knows? I could be back in the car before you make it around the block," I joked. "Good luck," muttered Echo, and pursed her lips for a kiss. I gladly acquiesced Echo's request with a quick kiss on the lips. My heart fluttered with love, and I was out of the car a second later. A blast of cold air hit me. A storm front was moving through the area. I wanted to run for the sporting club doors, but I didn't want to look like an idiot and slip and fall on the sidewalk. Felt like my luck was changing, however. The internal voice that had gone away since I came home from Belarus was there. I heard it. I knew Maxim had returned to his other business. I was inside the sporting club with one more crunch of my shoes on the freshly fallen snow. The temperature inside was perfect. Hell, almost anything would be ideal compared to the upcoming blizzard outside of the building. Valery was there at the kiosk, leaning against the desk portion. He was talking with a new girl, someone I'd never seen before. I have to admit I was hoping to see Natasha. She had been in the club just a few hours earlier, and not seeing her made me suspicious. "Valery, where's Maxim?" I demanded. The club manager pushed himself away from the welcome kiosk and held up a hand to get me to stop. Valery wasn't threatening, but he held himself firm. "Hello, Richard," remarked Valery. "Give me a moment, and I will see if Maxim has time for you." "I don't have time for that. I need to see Maxim now." Valery positioned himself between me and the direction of the office doors. I tried to get around him, but he kept himself in front of me. "Trust me," said Valery. "I can get Maxim to see you, but you have to let me talk with him first." "Okay," I replied. But where's Natasha? Valeri raised his eyebrows. You care about her? I didn't say that. I want to know how come Natasha's not at work. She was here this morning. She left to get lunch for everyone and hasn't returned, said Valeri as he turned away to walk to the office door. With all the girls disappearing around the city, I was deeply concerned. Natasha didn't call to say she was going to be late? I asked. Valeri turned around and frowned. She did not, and does not like Natasha. Maxim is upset by this, and this is why I ask you to wait. Maxim thinks something's happened to her, doesn't he? Valeri didn't give his patent a shoulder shrug. Instead, his lips tightened. He was worried. I will see if Maxim will see you. Could only blame myself for this mishap. Natasha was missing, and both Maxim and Valeri feared the worst. I thought meeting with Natasha in the other part of town would keep her off the radar of the kidnapper. Some in the city would say that the aliens took her, but I didn't think so. There would be no way to explain to Echo that I had to go and search for Natasha. It wasn't going to happen. Echo would not allow it because she hated Natasha that much. It was ludicrous for me to think that I could search by myself. I didn't speak Ukrainian or Russian. I could use a translator on my phone, but how efficient would that be? I needed help. Larry reappeared at the door that led to the offices. He didn't move far from the opening, then wait for me to join him. There was a sense of relief I felt that reached out from through my body. My priorities had shifted since hearing about Natasha's disappearance. The need to know what happened at the warehouse between Ivanovna and Maxim seemed childish.